madam. Just I will start. Yes. Yeah. Once again, good afternoon. Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Because not clear. Yeah. So, just I told regarding the early warning system through GIS and remote sensing, how we used to monitor these tsunami and mitigate the disaster and all. So, the early warning system regarding that, what we have discussed. Now, come to the risk assessment. So, normally, this assessment is very important after the disaster. Now, you see that GIS enables the assessment of risk by combining hazard map with information on vulnerability and exposure. So, only we have to make, by using this GIS map, we have to prepare a map, which are those areas will get more effect. For the future plan, what we have to make it in the future, if we get once again, then what it will happen. So that risk assessment, we have to do it. So normally the central government is doing this type of work. At least it will monitor. Then apart from that, remote sensing data helps monitoring changes in land cover, land use pattern. As you know that how much area it may get, suppose little more rainfall if we get, the risk management and all, they will assess and identifying the areas of risk, natural disaster also. Then the emergency response planning also they can do with the help of GIS remote sensing. The development of emergency response plans for mapping critical infrastructure, evacuation routes, and emergency shelter also they can make with the help of this application, that is a GIS and remote sensing. Then these data can be provided real-time information during disaster, aiding the resources in the resource allocation and decision making also. It will be taken these remote sensing data, and the fund can make it from that only. Then at the same time, post-disaster damage assessment also will be done from this application. It is essential for the conducting rapid damage assessment for disaster, helping to prioritize areas for immediate response. Remote sensing imagery can be used to compare pre-disaster and post-disaster condition, aiding in damage quantification also can be done with these applications, GIS and remote sensing. Then that is what I told you, the pre-disaster as well as post-disaster also, that assessment also and prediction also we can make it. After that and before that also, we can use these applications to what damage quantification, what damage it will be, it will happen, everything pre and post both disaster we can assess damage assess, we can assess the damage of that particular area. In the community engagement also, the community engagement, how people used to go involved, the GIS can be used to involve the local community in disaster mitigation efforts by providing them with the easily understandable maps and information. Remote sensing data can contribute to community awareness and education regarding potential risk also. So this, the GIS applications and all, it will be used for the community engagement also. There, the task force also can be made by using this GIS remote sensing. Then the infrastructure monitoring also. So GIS remote sensing can be employed to monitor the condition of critical infrastructure such as dams, bridges, and roads to identify potential vulnerability and mitigate risk also can be done, because everywhere now our country is moving towards developing. So that's why at least by using these techniques, we can think like if any problems, it may happen near the dams or bridges or roads, that also we can identify the potential, we can vulnerability and mitigate risk and all. So then the climate change adoption. So because now you see that nowadays Indian Meteorological Department also they are monitoring this type of climate change adoption and all by using GIS only. So GIS based climate model, GIS is employed to model and potential impact of climate change on disaster frequency and intensity, because wind intensity, the cloud, maybe half cloud or full cloud, whether there will be rainfall or the movement of wind, each and everything, the meteorological department, they are monitoring by using the GIS and remote sensing. So that definitely they will have the climatic data, that which direction wind is moving, which are those areas are getting affected. So this assessment can be done by using GIS and remote sensing. So it will monitor climatic related variables such as sea surface temperature and ice melt, providing insight into potential disaster triggers and all. So this one, it will be very useful. Change of climate or climate change adoption also will be done by using the GIS remote sensing and all. So then another one is very important, resource management, because as I told you, each and every the resource what we used to get from the nature only. So GIS assists in the efficient allocation and management of resource during disaster mitigation and response. During disaster also, how much the resource we can manage, that also is very important. So remote sensing supports monitoring of environmental changes and resource availability. How much resources are available, then how much we can protect for the future generation. So how much it is there, even though now some instruments also what we have developed, we can see how much resources are there inside the earth also. In that way, the application of GIS is very much useful to assess the potentiality of the resource. Then monitoring environmental change. This is, it is a models what we have to make it, that is called environmental modeling, GIS based environmental modeling, and it allows the development of models that simulate environmental changes and assess their potential impact on disaster occurrence. Satellite monitoring also will be there, that through satellites, the continuously monitoring environmental parameters such as temperature, precipitation, and vegetation health, because you know how much the healthy vegetation is there, evergreen or deciduous, whatever the type of vegetation, that also it will be assessed by using GIS techniques, the providing valuable data for disaster prediction also. Then the communication and coordination. This is also one of the most important the component which is there in the GIS and remote sensing application. This GIS based communication platform also will be developed. This facilitates communication and coordination among different agencies and stakeholders involved in disaster management by providing common platform for the data sharing and all. All the even though disaster management like human disaster or anthropogenic, due to that cause also, natural disaster also, each and every one, they will share the data, and there will be common platform for the sharing all those data, which we can predict and we can mitigate the disasters. The remote sensing for the situational awareness also must be created by using communication and through the radios, or even though nowadays people are the social the status also will be there, WhatsApp also will be there. Then even though the government what they are provided the platform, on the basis of that also we used to have this type of awareness, the situation awareness. So remote sensing also it will be more useful. The satellite and aerial imageries provide real time situational awareness to decision makers, enabling them to make informed decisions during the disasters. So tracking and pattern also. The wind is one of the cause for the disaster in the environment, because without wind, assessing of the velocity, the speed, what we call, then the direction of the wind, that also it is one of the most important, and it is a cause for the disaster in the environmental condition. The hurricane disaster can be sensed and be predicted by the use of remote sensors. So hurricanes, which direction it will go, in the northwest or northeast or southwest, southeast, like that, you see the direction. On the basis of that one, immediately the people will get the awareness. Nowadays even though the cloud software also it is there in the mobile also, in the some smartphones and all. By using that one, if we are getting the rainfall, at least the scene will be we can see the clouds movement and all. By using this one, we can find the track of wind pattern, which direction it is moving, then what is the speed, then and velocity, then how much rain it may come. So all those we can get maximum information by using this GIS and remote sensing. These sensors pass the early warning to the people in affected area, and they can relocate to avoid damages. At least they can mitigate, but we cannot stop the nature. So whatever the speed of the wind and all, we can't stop. So at least we can minimize the loss of life and property. So detecting earthquake also, the remote sensors can detect the onset of an earthquake. So as you know, some areas which are there, the weaker section of the earth crust, like the circumstances of Pacific Ocean, so many earthquake spots are there, what we call the active volcanoes areas. There will be common earthquake will be there. If you go to northeastern area, every day they feel that one earthquake will happen, because just shake. But if you go thoroughly, the whole world, the so many earthquake will happen. Maximum it is there in the water, because in the Pacific Ocean is a weaker area, or you can say the crust is very thin. So that's why the frequently they used to get earthquake, the volcanic eruption. Sometime there will be emerging, the island also will be there. Some islands it may go down. So like that it happens continuously over the surface. But most of the earthquake will happen inside the sea compared to over the land. Thus, we can detect with the help of earthquake over the land only, not in the sea. It's very difficult. When we'll get by using the sensors, the finding the these sensors which are there to find the tsunamis and all. So that type of instrument, it is okay, but most of the cases we may not come to know how many earthquake will happen inside the sea, especially the Pacific Ocean, North Atlantic Ocean, South Atlantic Ocean, but Indian Ocean and all, it is a very rare what we used to get. So for that also, the GIS and remote sensing applications very useful for the detecting earthquake and all. This promotes relocation of vulnerable group, hence saving life and valuable things. We can reduce we can mitigate the disasters and all. So now this you see that relief operation and all. After any natural disaster, many areas are inaccessible, which poses a great challenge in assessing and managing the damage. However, the remote sensing techniques got the operational covered. It assists in the disaster management or assessment and monitoring, as it is a sky-based, thus providing important information in relief monitoring operation. You see that this is the drone. The drone will inform, like suppose forest fire is there, then immediately we can send it. Even though if flood area, the flood relief and all, that also we can send it, how many people they are under the risk, then how to protect them, then how we can evacuate those people. Each and everything information will get through the drone only. Nowadays, it's a very popular nowadays, so we can get maximum data. So by using GIS remote sensing, we can have, these are the instruments which are there, GPS is there, then the satellites are there, then so many instruments which it will help to find out the relief, then we can make the operations, relief operation and all with the help of these instruments and all. Now you see that these are the helicopter, then the people used to get evacuated, it means we can save, then the medical instrument also, like ambulance also we can use it, immediately we can inform them to come. So through the GIS we can use so many the method to reduce the relief operation and all that can be done. Now you see that this is the before flood pre-data, then during the flood you see that. You see these are all, the red appears the landform, that is called green, that is a forest area. These are the roads, these are the settlements. So this one, the pre-data, after that this type it happens because flood. So flood which was there in the Tamil Nadu, some areas in Chennai. This much of area it was under the water. Then how to protect? You see that the Tiruvallur district, Tamil Nadu state, in the Ambattur taluk. So this one it happens with the help of GIS and remote sensing. At least we can save or we can mitigate the loss of life and property. Then this it happens in the Belgaum in Karnataka. So here the heavy rain affected in the parts of Belgaum. This was the pre-flood, then during flood. You see that these are the areas. So this one, I hope that you may be knowing these are the areas. You see, this is the normal flow of river. Then after the flood, these are the clouds. Then this much of area got affected. At least these people, suppose these areas which are there, people, if they are, then we can give the early warning also with the help of GIS. So by doing this type of map, definitely people will get awareness, or at least the 1 day before or 2 days, definitely on the basis of velocity of wind, the quantification or quantity of the water or rainfall. On that basis, we can give the information. People, they can evacuate from that place or they can vacate that place and they can move the safer place. In that way, we can assess with the help of GIS and remote sensing. Now you see that this is also pre-data during the flood, pre-data, it means the flood, before flood and all. It was happened in 2021. It is a Chennai city, the corporation taluk, that is the Chennai corporation taluk, Chennai district, Tamil Nadu. So you see that these areas are, it was under the water only, because low-lying area, almost the the Chennai is to be having the mostly almost sea level. So that's why normally they used to get affected. So in this way, we can monitor with the help of GIS and remote sensing. Then this one, the pre-flood, the same time in the 19th April 21, 28 July, it was happened. So this is the pre-flood it was, now it is a post-flood. You see that. So much of area was covered with the flood. So maximum life and loss of life and property was there. Then this is the Sentinel-2A images was there. What we used to have, the more role of GIS and remote sensing in this area particularly. If this new techniques, we can mitigate or we can minimize the loss of life of property, especially for the people, those who are living in that particular area. Then this one also is one example, Karnataka and Maharashtra border. This is the pre-flood area. Now you see that after that, this type you see that maximum Krishna River in the Maharashtra. This is Sangli area. Then these are the Karnataka area. How they got affected. So by using this method, definitely it will be helpful for the mitigate the disasters. Then in the Kerala also it happens near in the Palakkad and all, Malappuram district and some areas. These as with Thrissur and all. So during pre-flood, so during 2018 and 19 it happened. So whole area, you see that this is the during flood, this is the pre-flood and all. You see, so this much of area. But normally we used to see in the map just little. But if you go through the real many square kilometers, it will be flooded. Then in the Kerala only same thing. You see that the flood in the 18 and 18. You see that this much of area. By using this GIS remote sensing, we came to know maximum area under the flood. So for that, the government also, they have taken precautions. February 6th, 2018 and 22 August. So nearly within 15 days, there was much of water was stored and many people, they are evacuated from this. Then the maximum life and property, it lost in that particular area. Then this one, you see that it is a very nice, this one, Kerala flood only. You see that normal flow of water will be like this. Then after flood, maximum area it covered. So this one we can mitigate with the help of GIS and remote sensing. Then at the same time here, this one is also is important. The normal river course of river and all, it is like that. Then this is the 4th August 2019. 30th August 2019, Sentinel, the radar sat, what we got it, the 2 SAR, 1 SAR. So by this, you see that very clearly it shows that the maximum area which got affected. So by using remote sensing, we came to know. Otherwise, you see, before that, many people, they used to, every year, they used to get flood. Now, the people, at least they got the awareness, then they have evacuated or they moved from that place, original place. So then the next one, this one also is one of the most important. These are the moving, see, during flood, after flood, then these are the changes. You see that this one, before, after, before, after. So like that. Then this one, waterlogged. You see, cloud, heavy cloud was accumulated over the space, over the sky. Then this was the real pre-flood. Then after that, they got cloud shadow, that is a rain shadow, what we call. They got maximum effect. Then this one, it is a pre-flood. This is the after flood. This one, it happened in the Odisha. You see that the railway accident, that also we can monitor with the help of GIS and remote sensing. So here, this is the flood area. You see, or the maximum effects will be there. So this one we can minimize the effects by using these techniques. Then landslide atlas of India, you see that landslide, how it got affected. The maximum landslide, these are the hilly area, upper area. Then slowly, how it will be the blockage of road, the adjacent to the Tista River due to the landslide triggered by Sikkim earthquake during 2011. The left pre-earthquake world view, this is, and right post-earthquake, the pans sharpened GeoEye-1 images. You see, these are the GeoEye images. Totally road blockage was there. Then here, this is the flood area. So then this one, you see, the landslide triggered due to the earthquake near the Chungtong area in the north of Sikkim area. Almost Sikkim is a hilly state and all. The pre and post earthquake, the Cartosat 1 images are shown in the left and right. So these are the roads. After that, it was blocked. Then this one also here, before and after. So see that GeoEye 1, it comes under the how much area now the population is residing here, but whole the area it went out due to the this one landslide and all. So this one also you see that it is a very clear by seeing these are the specific with our specific to disasters. These are the good examples. I hope that. Then landslide, where is the Lahul Spiti near Dasharatha village, Himachal Pradesh. The how the real, you see that how much it will be affected. The Chandrabhaga river, the 87 meters, then this one also we can monitor with the help of remote sensing at GIS. Then the landslide occurs normally in India. This is the foothills of the Himalaya, that is Shivalik, the eastern Himalaya, almost all the places which are there in the northeastern state, they used to get, except the Assam area, Brahmaputra Valley. Then here also in Maharashtra, the Sahyadri, or you see that the most of the areas in the Western Ghats. Then here in Karnataka, Kerala, the frequent, they used to get the landslide and all. Then landslide which are there here, earlier it was, then after that, after landslide, it happened like this. So maximum which is there, it was happened in the Madikeri area and all. You see, it went like this, okay? So then this one, cyclone effect and all. The cyclonic, clockwise, anti-clockwise, I hope that you know. Then it affects, how much it affects over the Bay of Bengal. This one also it affects, it created the cyclone here, eye of the cyclone. Then it moved towards this side. So then the maximum area it used to get affect recently also, now a few days back. Then the cyclone, what affect, this is the pre-cyclone, after cyclone. Then this one, it was happened in the Odisha, Khord district. the urban infrastructure due to the wind-induced damages. You see that here, this place, these are the areas. Because due to cyclonic effect only, these areas will get more effect. So then the cyclonic areas which are there in the West Bengal, the Amphan affected areas in the parts of West Bengal and all. These are the areas. This is the earlier, it was, now it was happened like this. So then the here, the heavy rain inundated areas of Odisha, these areas. So normally the coastal area will get more effect, but still people used to live in that particular area only. They don't want to leave that particular area. Now then the disaster management support. The forest fires near real-time alert system will be there. 55% of forest area in India is prone to forest fire. A joint initiative of ISRO and FSI, that is operational from 2006, and 6 observations of active forest fire daily at 0130, that is areas. Then this is the time. So just you see that these are the satellites, what they are, Moody's and all, VIRS, what they are having. Data received, processed at Sadnapur, Hyderabad, and provided FSI Dehradun. Then these stations, now you see vulnerable areas of disaster, especially forest fire and all. But here there is a more density of forest is there. In the Western Ghats also, what we have, the western slope of Western Ghats, some part of these areas near Tirupati are in between Andhra Pradesh and especially Bangalore and all. Some forest is appears in northeastern states. So these areas are what we used to have. Then we are normally using the online SMS alert to the concerned field, stop directly, disseminated using Bhuvana Geo portal by NRSC in some states. The Bhuvana Geo portal provides online services near real-time basis. Moody's alert are sent within 30 minutes of satellite observation. Then the forest fire satellite views of Archean basins. So you see, this is the forest fire. Normally these areas used to get forest fire. Immediately the Americans and all, they used to be alert. Then that's why Archean basins, what we call. Then these are the areas, forest fire. This much, you see, it happens in this particular area. These are all the fire, what they got it. Then the forest fire, this area. Then the almost this area also, this area also. Then the oil spill also in the Louisiana. So this one, you see, these areas are oil spills started. That also comes under the disaster. Now you see that oil spills, the deep water horizons and all, oil is to get. So this is also comes under natural hazards or disaster. The Morocco earthquake, it happens. Then after the earthquake, this is the before earthquake, this is the after earthquake. So much of area are the these are the houses were under the earth. So you see that flood risk zonation mapping of Ghataprabha sub-basin using GIS-based weighted multi-criteria analysis system. Now you see that SRTM, DM, SAT, these are the process. Now what we used to get is the drainage delineation, the elevation, what we used to get, slope also. Then here land use, the Persian CCS, that is a rainfall, what we used to get. Then through the GSI, geomorphology also we can, that is the Geological Survey of India. Then here drainage density will be assessed. The distance from the main stream also will be assessed. Then the thematic layers, by using this GIS, by making this map, we can use this GIS. Then integration with weightage and rank weightage overlay analysis will be done. Then the flood risk zonation map also will be done by using this type of the weighted multi-criteria analysis system. So this is the good example. So how to make the map, that and all you must know. Then the flood risk zonation also, what we used to have. This is the Ghataprabha river. It is noted in the study that 132.79 square kilometers of area is under very high flood risk zone. 3,372.37 square kilometers is under the high risk, and 887.01, 14.27 square kilometers is under low and very low risk zone. So normally it flows like this. So this is the very high, this area, then the high, then moderate, low, very low, and there is no risk, especially in some other areas and all. Then this one come to the conclusion. The most of the cases you see, the integration of geographical information system, that is GIS and remote sensing, has proven to be a transformative and indispensable tool in the monitoring and mitigating disasters. Because without these GIS and remote sensing, nowadays lot of demand which is growing, even though our students also, they are going to get they got the job also in the multinational companies. Maybe initially they will give the less amount, so after 1 or 2 years they will increase the sharp increase of their salary. Then it is a GIS analyst only. Some MNCs are working, they are getting geographers, especially those who know the technology, GIS remote sensing, the GIS analyst, like they are getting. So the ability to collect, analyze and visualize geospatial data provides decision makers with valuable insight and enhance preparedness, response and recovery efforts. Though the utilization of satellite imagery, aerial photography and ground-based data like GIS and remote sensing contributes to comprehensive understanding of disaster-prone areas, enabling proactive planning and risk assessment. So that's why the government also, they are providing fund to the some concession to the MNCs, even though they are getting the studies, what they have to do it, especially in the Karnataka Remote Sensing Agency, they are providing some data to the multinational companies. They are getting lot of benefit. We are getting maybe in terms of flood, the maximum we are getting the cyclonic effect in the Southeast Asian states, southern state especially over the Coromandel coast. For that, at least if these MNCs will, NGOs, MNCs and all, they are helping directly or indirectly to mitigate the effects of the cyclones, then even the floods, especially the real-time monitoring capability of GIS and RS offer timely and accurate information, exact information it will provide, facilitating swift response during the disaster event. Emergency responders can leverage these technologies to assess the extent of damage, identify vulnerable population, and allocate resources more effectively. Then even the government agency also, they are using their this application GIS and remote sensing to allocate a fund. Suppose some areas which they have high risk, the fund must be more because they must construct a better the infrastructure so that there is a risk, high risk zones are there. Definitely we used to find out with the help of GIS and remote sensing. Additionally, GIS helps in creating detailed maps that aid in evacuating planning, route optimization, and the establishment of temporary shelters also. That way, what we used to get. Furthermore, the GIS and remote sensing supports long-term mitigation strategy by using facilitating the identification of underlying factors contributing to disasters such as land use patterns, environmental degradation, and climate change impacts. By incorporating these insights into policy and urban planning, communities can work towards building resilience and reducing the potential impact of future disasters. The applications of GIS and remote sensing in disaster monitoring and mitigating represents powerful energy of technology and decision making. As these technologies continues to advance, their role in disaster management will likely to expand, offering even more sophisticated solution to address the complex challenges posed by natural and human-induced disaster. So that's why at least we cannot, I told you, we cannot stop the these natural disasters. At least we can reduce the risk as well as we can control, little we can control, not fully. That's why I refer deterministic school of thought, possibilism school of thought. Deterministic means we cannot control the nature. But possibilism, as you know, that some group of people, experts, they told possible, that is a deterministic school of thought. School means there is a group of people, experts. Then the possibilism school of thought, as you know, little we can modify the nature according to our wish. Suppose if we need the little bit comfortable, definitely we are using the air condition. If it is too hot, then some precaution will be done by using these GPS and remote sensing. It is a sophisticated, even though further now our that is a GPS and all, GPS and all. It's a very very good technology what we are getting nowadays, because even though the station, total station monitor, this instrument also it is there, accurate millimeter also we can find the location. By using that also we can have, this is also comes under the GIS and remote sensing. Then it is a more useful for managing disaster, even though mitigating disasters. Then I hope that, so some more I would like to tell, the geography is such a subject nowadays we are using for the subject of geography. This one, what GIS and remote sensing, earlier we are not aware, only some disciplines, engineering only they were using, but fact is that it is little bit difficult to use. Nowadays we don't have the very speed internet system, so that's why it is a little bit difficult to use the effectively the GIS and remote sensing techniques. But at the same time, the government, they are using, the government also they are providing GIS the softwares, the free softwares what we have to get. At least we can study, we can publish the paper by using these method, geographical information system and remote sensing. But when we studied the master degree or geography, that time there was totally just 10 years back, it came to the we got the awareness to use this GIS and remote sensing and all by this monitoring and mitigating the disasters, especially the human disaster or human induced disaster and natural disaster like cyclones, flood, then even the landslides. So nowadays the death toll and all, it is a, I hope that it is a reducing by using these techniques. This one, if you have any doubts we can discuss, because I know the time constraint. If you ask some questions, definitely I will try to give answer. Hello.
Okay, sir.
Yes, madam. Anything else, madam? You just ask to audience, all geographers or geology people or environmental science. This is the disaster, maybe interdisciplinary people. If they have any queries or discussion, at least we can interact. Hello. Can you hear, madam? Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah, please. Anything else?
Yeah, no, sir. You please continue.
Yes, sir. No, I have finished now. But only thing is now, which are those high risk areas in India, at least we can give the more priority for that to minimize the effects, because especially in the hilly areas. Then if you take into the Western Ghats and some part of northeastern state also, then due to cyclonic effect also, normally what we used to get everywhere, especially in the east coast of India, over the Coromandel coast. So that way, the study must be, we have to do the more studies on the regarding the cyclonic effect and all. So at least people will get more awareness, because people, the condition of Indian people, especially we are not taking the precaution for the natural disaster. We are creating the disasters. So we are not thinking what effects will be there. For the construction of the infrastructure is very much difficult. After construction and all, at least we must think the disasters regarding that. We must take the precautions. Now in Bangalore also, earthquake resistance buildings are coming up in the Bangalore. So like that, especially in the east coast of India, if they go thoroughly, the earthquake resistant buildings, so I hope that it will be better for the future generation. So then even though the disaster studies and all, it must be included from the primary class onwards. In the small age or the young age, the people must know what effects will be there, how to take some precautions or mitigating, at least the high risk zone people. Then everywhere they must use the pamphlet, at least during the pre-monsoon, or you can say that in the northeast monsoon or the middle of the monsoon, when they will get more rainfall, the people must have the awareness. At least they can evacuate, they can go to the safer places. Then by using, suppose if you know the GIS remote sensing, those people at least they can, those agencies and all, they have to create the awareness among the people so that we can reduce the loss of life and property. So especially in our country, most of the areas you see in the China and all, they are more advanced compared to us. Last 30-40 years only they are using, even though European country also they are using, as you know, GPS from last 100 years. GPS we came to know recently, last 10-15 years back. So earlier we were not aware about the GPS also, where longitudes, grid system, longitude and latitude, it will intersect, that point is called grid, So earlier people used to have only name and longitude, latitude, that is address for the Germany people. So after Second World War, again they have started development and all. Now in India we are using GPS. Now it is called DGPS. It's a very important now nowadays. What we are using, advanced differentiate global positioning system and all. So then the remote sensing before or pre-flood and after flood or post-flood, you can say that. And during the flood, we have to get it. Nowadays, we are getting from the ISRO or satellite images what we are getting directly. You can also assess. Then the speed of wind also you can go thoroughly, which direction it comes. Normally, every year what we are getting the cyclones in the over the Coromandel coast, where cyclones will start like that point, eye point of the cyclone, which is there in the Bay of Bengal. Then that way, every year that path is changing. You see that nature, we can't stop also, but we can predict it in which area or which direction it will move. Then how many people they will get affect the area, agriculture area, industrial area, because nowadays we have to give more importance for the agriculture, because without agriculture we may not survive. So for that also, which are those areas are low output areas, or you can say some disease or crop disease, if it is there, we can find out with the help of GIS and remote sensing. So we can give the pesticides, insecticides by seeing those map. So then if we use that pesticides, insecticides, then definitely we'll get more output from the agriculture. So in that way, we must think for the development of the economic condition of the country, even the agriculture, then even though some industries which are more productive, those industries also will get more effect by from the cyclone, the flood also. Then sometime, the sugar industry also, if they get flood in that particular area, the most of the industries will get sick industries. It means there may not be any raw material for such industries. So like that, you see, nowadays the GIS and remote sensing providing very informative data and effective. It is a tool to monitor and mitigating like all the sort of disasters, including man-made disasters or anthropogenic disasters, then even the natural disasters. So I hope that it will be very helpful. I don't know how many of you, more than, now you see that more than 43 people are there. How many of you know that GIS and all? Nowadays, hardly just 15, 20 years, not even the 20 years, 15 years back, we came to know what is GIS, what is remote sensing, then what are the important applications, how much we can use these applications for the various purpose, then how to get data, then how to monitor, then how to take precautions. These are all it. Nowadays, this technology is developing. So hope that definitely, if you go thoroughly, these are the techniques only. GIS means techniques. Then for that, what we must use these techniques, that one, this is up to us. So for how much we can use effectively to assess, evaluate, and mitigate the disasters. So by using these this one GIS and all, at least we can get the free software or open access softwares. ArcGIS and all, if you have to pay 10 lakh, 20 lakh and all, because all the softwares are from America only. So definitely these softwares are not available in India, even though if it is available also very few, but it is an open access only. Anyone can get access or anyone can use free softwares. So by using these softwares, definitely we can mitigate or reduce the effect of loss of life and property. So I hope that you may be knowing little bit more also. I don't know, think that young generation, you people are, you have studied well in the degree, master degree and all. Nowadays in Karnataka, we have introduced GIS also in the degree level. Little bit it is difficult, we know. But thing is that how geographies changing in the diversified world, according to that we have to change it. Otherwise, if we study the outdated subject, it will come like that only. Without include this GIS, GPS, whatever the remote sensing and all, then it will be outdated only. All basic things we have to study. Then how to mitigate the disasters and all, we must go thoroughly. Then regarding population also, which are those areas are high density population, which are those low density or moderate density. By using these data, so definitely we can plan. The government also, they are planning on the basis of density of population, or the which are those areas are having the low density, where agriculture or non-agriculture area they are finding through the they are using GIS and remote sensing data. Then industries, they are giving permission to set the industries, especially the non-agricultural areas and all. Suppose like the barren land and all, or you can say that the areas which are not productive areas, such areas are the government is giving permission to establish the industries like basic industries or agro-based industries, mineral-based industries and all. By using these data, it will be very helpful. And in the future also, almost all of us, not only the earth science people, everyone, they need to develop the development of the country with the help of GIS and remote sensing. This is the best tool. I hope that each and every discipline they are using this softwares. I hope that I think any discussion, if it is there, then we'll continue. Any queries or discussion, interaction, please welcome.
Sir, good afternoon.
Yeah, introduce madam yourself. Which
Sir, I'm Lakshmi from Economics Department from UGC Gundlupete, sir.
Okay, madam. Okay, madam. Nice.
Yes, non-geography student.
Yeah.
So, a non-geography student, I just want one small clarification, sir.
Yeah, please.
During disasters, we heard that animals can sense it. Or
Yeah.
animals.
So, madam, animals, insect, they are more sensitive compared to human being.
Yes, yes. So I just want to ask, based on their behavior, based on animals' behavior,
Yeah.
are there any research which can link their behavior to predict exactly the disasters?
Yeah, definitely, madam. Actually, what happened now? Now, today topic is only the application of GIS remote sensing techniques in monitoring and mitigating disaster. But actually, one thing you must remember, the abnormal behavior of animals, insect, dogs, everything you see that. They will get first sense. If earthquake will happen, they will bark like abnormal behavior will be there. So by seeing those abnormal behavior, we can predict it. Even though cyclone or rainfall, if it comes, means they will get early warning. Even though snakes also, they will come out from their that hole, especially from the earth. So that way, it is a good. Only today topic is only GIS and remote sensing applications, techniques in monitoring and mitigating disaster only. Not this one, but it is also important, madam. Yes, very nice question, madam.
Thank you, sir. But there are no research like that.
So research normally earlier, madam, before the introduction of GIS and remote sensing, it was there. People used to predict in the older days. You just ask your parents or forefathers, grandparents, they used to think, oh, something will happen because all animals, they are barking, they are abnormal behavior they used to observe. By seeing them, they used to close the door those days. Then the window and all they used to close. Oh, heavy rain it may come, or heavy wind it may come. Like that, some sort of information they used to get from the animals and insect also. Earlier it was. Nowadays, the development of science and technology, GIS, remote sensing and all, it came. We are thinking only that these techniques. Yes, madam. Thank you. Yes, Pradeep.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. My question was not that, but the question was that because either like GIS technology and
Yeah,
remote
yeah. Please introduce yourself now. It
okay,
is
okay,
recordable. Yeah.
okay, fine, no problem. Yeah, I'm Pradeep Zankar. I'm an assistant professor at University of Mumbai, Maharashtra, for the
Okay.
subject of political science.
Department of Political.
Uh, yeah, political science. Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, like these courses like related to remote sensing, GIS, and the drone technology. Most of these sources related to the science background also. So for the other background people, I think there is no admission procedure to take this admission for to learn something new about these courses. So this is the
Okay.
concern. Like
So one thing, sir, now it is open for the only earth science nowadays. Earth science means they will come to know easily, like
yeah,
Landsat, or you can say that Earth futures and all. They normally they know that. So nowadays they are giving only for the earth science people. But
okay,
I hope that in the private, it is there in the Trivandrum. Last 2 days back, we had some training program. Those
okay,
people
okay,
only, they came and they gave training program for one day. Actually, they demanded 3 days, but
okay.
we provided only for 2 days, one day. Sorry, but it is there in
Hmm.
the Trivandrum. Anyone can go and get the training,
Okay.
drone training regarding remote sensing, GIS, everything they will tell. All the sophisticated machines, because that is a Arab countries company. It is not Indian company. They are providing, but you
Yeah.
must get 1 year diploma course to handle the drone. That is called. They will
Yeah.
give the drone pilot license. It is there in Chennai. They only informed us. Whoever wants to get the drone pilot, but they must complete 1 year diploma course at Ernakulam. It is not Trivandrum, Ernakulam. So now Karnataka, Kerala, and Odisha, lot of demand is coming nowadays regarding this disaster only. So it will be very helpful for them to develop
Yeah.
such type of studies and all. So I hope that it is not a we don't have frame only earth science, but anyone can use. This is the open source is there. So only thing is they know the basic things of geography. That's all. Geography
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
geology or even though environmental science, for them it is a more useful. That's all.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Well, yes, sir. Yeah, anyone, sir? But one more thing, sir, I want to tell you, NRSC is there. NRSC, Hyderabad, they are also providing, but they will charge more, I think so. You just inquire, even though without studying this earth science also, it is permitted. Then there is in the Dehradun also. Dehradun, it is a National Institute of Remote Sensing Agency is there. Very good training they will provide. Diploma course are there, certificate course are there. I hope one IIRS, they are providing online course. Online course. It is a free of cost by the ISRO. Free of cost they will provide. So I hope that I will also get the coordinator for that only free of cost. Whenever you have time, you can learn these techniques, remote sensing and GIS. So it's a good free of cost. It is the government only they will provide. Then I will get your email from the academic UGC Academic Staff College or HRD Center from University of Mysore. I will forward that brochure to you people. At least
Yes, sir.
you can complete online program, no problem, free of cost it is. Okay,
Sure.
only you have to
Thank you.
register, then you will get plenty of information. You can use in the political science also, no problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, one professor is Dr. C.B. Vikram, sir. Anything?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Please, sir.
sir, I'm listening your words, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yes. Anybody, Rekha madam? No. But if you go through the ISRO website, you will get plenty of programs are there. Even though Indira Gandhi National Open University also provide very less amount they will take and they will provide your the training program. If you have even the drone is a very simple this one, but getting the license for the drone pilot is little bit difficult. So for the SC/ST candidate, free of cost they are getting, but most of them they don't know. If general candidate is there, they have to pay 5 to 6 lakh for the only license. Then drone and all, the government will give subsidy rate only drone, not this what wedding camera drone. That is not a correct one. Only that is a camera. They will record it, but this one it will give all information. Even though the hidden resource also we can identify by using this drone. The cost is nearly 18 lakh, 20 lakh, that much of money. Yes. I think most of them you are from the non-geographers, non-geologists, non-GIS people. I think so. Yes. Sir.